Summer lovin' had me a blast.
Summer lovin' happened so fast. Well, if you or someone you know found love this summer, how do you keep that old flame burning? That's another song, too. If you end up going way back to college or another town.
All right, do you try to make the long-distance relationship work, or do you start anew? UAB psychologist Dr. Josh Klapow joins us by Zoom from London, or the UK.
He's on holiday.
He's on holiday, excuse me, I apologize. And Tony Kurre joining us in studio.
Yes.
Great to have you both.
Well, we figured this would be great to talk about long-distance relationships since my partner is still
Yeah, he's a long distance away.
6,000 miles away,
Yes.
so we thought it'd be good. But yeah, at the end of the summertime.
You ever had one?
Absolutely. And it's funny because I've got a friend of mine who's actually, he knows my son, and he's been dating a girl for 3 years in high school. And now they're going off to college together. So they're at the point where they're like, okay, now what are we going to do? And they just assumed they were going to be going to the same college, but their parents have decided that perhaps it's time for them to kind of go in different directions.
Oh.
And we're talking about one because obviously you're talking about academics, right? So one's going to go to Cal and the other one's going to go to UMass. And so obviously now they're trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to make this work? And of course they hate their parents for it. And so that's where we kind of get.
That's at least a 6-hour flight. Dr. Klapow,
Exactly.
what are your thoughts on that? Trying to start anew or keeping things going long distance?
Oy vey. I mean, this is just the hardest situation that happens, as we know, it happens all the time. I think the high school one is a little bit easier because it kind of plays itself out. I think the college situation is one where my recommendation is you try it. I think a lot of times as parents, we say you can't do it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work anyway. So, you might as well break up now. And I think you let them try it. I know from personal experience in my family that one of my kids tried it and it lasted about a month and then it kind of faded away.
Yeah, and and the only reason it worked at Rydell High was because we know that Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta were in their 30s when they were in high school. So really, to my point, Tony, maybe it takes a certain level of maturity still, past your early 20s to kind of maybe make that work.
I think it does, and I'm going to take over for Dr. Josh Klapow here. You have to make a plan. If you're going to plan on seeing each other over the summer, or perhaps from different parts of the United States of America, whether it's right down the street or across the country, you have to lay down some rules. And I think one of the things that really builds a lot of trust in a relationship is obedience and also routine. If you have a time where you call your baby every single morning at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock every night before you go to bed, you better make sure.
Then that mind starts
you
wandering.
better make sure that you call that person. And it's not that we don't trust them. It's just about building up that routine every single day.
I can tell Josh has something to say about this.
But that's a really good test because particularly in the 19, 20, 21-year-olds, when you're forced to live in that kind of rigid relationship way in order to make it work, it's a fast test of how committed you actually are. Because there's a difference between doing that and, you're on the same campus, you see each other, it's much more casual. And so I do think that's why a lot of long distance relationships in college don't make it. Some do, but they don't make it because it does, to Tony's point, require a lot more dedication and compliance.
All right. Well, Dr. Josh Klapow, Tony Kurre, we got to wrap. But listen, safe travels back from holiday. And
Thank
Tony
you.
just wanted you to know, despite you being away for a while, he is hopelessly devoted to you.
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is indeed.
I'll see you
It's time to
soon.
go to jail.
Back.
Goodness gracious.